Hi everyone, in this video we're going to look at tutorial 1 resources of the Breakout game. So for this tutorial you are going to need the game assets folder, which can be found on the student common, and also Gamemaker Studio, which can be found on the X drive. For the purposes of this tutorial I just have my game assets folder on my desktop and also Gamemaker Studio down here because I'm doing it at home on my own laptop. So let's get started. I'm just going to open up Gamemaker Studio. Okay, when it opens, you should see something like this. We're going to go to New. We're going to name our project Breakout. The project directory would be the Z drive for yourselves, but I'm just going to save it here because it's on my own personal laptop. So I'm going to create. I'm just going to X out of this compile. Don't worry about that. Okay, perfect. So you should see something like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a room for my game. So there's 3 ways to create a room. One is you could just tick this symbol here. Another is you could use resources and drop down create room here. And another way is to just right click on the folder and create room. So in the settings tab, I'm going to rename the room _main. So it's good to get into the habit of putting the __ before each room you create. It's just a naming convention and it helps keep things in order. I'm going to change the width to 640 and I'm going to change the height to 480. So if you go down here and just tick on this, you can see the size of the room there if you just move this around. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to tick up here to save and close. Okay, now I'm going to right click here, create background. I'm going to call it BK_main. And I am going to tick this. You could create your own background, but I am going to load this background from the game assets folder, which I had saved on my desktop. So here we go. And there it is there, BK main. Open. So you'll see here the background is 640 by 480, just like the size of my room. So I'm just going to tick OK. And now I'm going to go back into my room. I'm going to go up to this backgrounds tab up here. And I am going to select from this drop down the background that I've just added, BK_main, and it should appear in my room like so. Make sure this is ticked if it's not ticked, so visible when room starts. This simply says show this background when we run our game. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to tick save and close again. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sprite for the paddle for the game. So I'm going to right click, create sprite. I'm going to call it SPR_paddle, PADDLE. And I could load the sprite from the assets folder, but I'm actually just going to create my own. So I'm going to go to this one, edit sprite. I am going to tick this page here, which will bring me up this little window, create a new sprite. I'm going to say width 64 and height 14 and say OK. So then you get this image 1. If you just double click on image 1, a new window will open. It looks kind of similar to Paint, some of the tools here and the colors. So I'm just going to zoom in. You can also use the scroller on your mouse to zoom in. And I'm going to take this shape here and I'm going to create a paddle-like shape here. And I'm going to take this shape here and I am just going to color it in. Perfect. I'm now going to go to image and I'm going to buttonize this image so that it looks different. So just like that. Okay, perfect. So then I'm going to save it and save and close again. And then I'm going to center the origin here. So you'll see a little cross appears. So this will just help us with collisions. So we'll see that in a later tutorial. And now I'm going to click OK. Perfect. So now we have our sprite. So a sprite is only a graphic. So we need to create an object where all the code will actually go and the movement of the paddle will happen. So we're going to right click, create object, obj underscore paddle, and then we're going to select that sprite that we just created from here, so sprite paddle. So that's all I'm going to do for now. So I'm going to tick OK and save that. And then I'm going to go back into my room main. I'm going to go to my objects tab, and the object will appear here. If it doesn't, you can get it from this drop down. So object panel, paddle, and then I'm just going to tick and put it in the game like so. Okay, perfect. So that concludes the first tutorial, resources. In the second tutorial, we're going to look at movement. So how we're going to actually move this paddle in our game. So thanks for watching. Bye.